Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the Apex Online Racing F1 Hype Energy Christmas Cup. The Classic Christmas Cup, round number 2 here at Silverstone. My name is King-Kodiak and I will be one of your commentators throughout this evening's race. Joining me in the commentary box, I am happy to say, is the star of the last round and also one of our F4 commentators. It is Cozzy.
Thank you, that was a great introduction, Kodiak. I am really looking forward to this race as much as you probably are as well for the second round. If the first round is anything to live up to, this should be a Christmas cracker. No, the pun it was intended.
Very nice indeed. So we have got 17 drivers on this one. So as you can hear, we are counting down to head grid side. It is reverse championship order from I think the countdown may have actually just been stalled. We may have another couple of drivers able to join us, so just to bolster the numbers a little bit. So do apologise for the delay in getting this up and running, but we will get to the grid once we can. So let's talk about the car we have got. It is the Williams FW14B, the 1992 Dominator. The follow-up to the FW14 run in 1991 that would have been the Dominator but had some gearbox issues. The 92 variant, the FW14B, was Nigel Mansell's championship-winning chariot. Here in Great Britain, it won in both the FW14 and 14B variants. So it's certainly going to win today. I think that's fair to say. But yeah, it was an absolute superb car. It was at a time when I was certainly getting into watching Formula 1 on a regular basis. Yes, I'm that old, and I have no bones about admitting it. So yeah, it's that scream, that 3.5 litre V10 Renault engine is in itself something to behold.
Definitely, and it's going to be a sight to behold watching all the drivers roar around this prestigious circuit. And yeah, it's going to be absolutely amazing to see all the drivers.
Yep, absolutely. So, like I said, we're just waiting for the last few drivers to join us, and then we will get this session underway. Who have we got joining us? We've got Hayden, Apex, Return, Pricenader, VP Smash, Race Monster, Eli. Excuse me, apologies for the coughing. That the cough has persisted all week and still will not let me go. We have Eli, we have Michael X99, Skatey, Crow, and wow, what an incredible battle Crow and Timp gave us last time out at Spa. Wessels, we have X-Status and Martin G. We have CS Dubac, a name I'm not familiar with, so welcome to you. Flash 224, VSR, THM, Big Boss, Smeeds, Julian, and that is all our 17 drivers in at the moment, and we are getting the countdown going once again, so it looks like we are heading grid side, and here we go. So like we said, it is reverse championship order. So no qualifying this time, straight into the 25% race. And it is just going to be all-out action until we see the checkered flag.
Bit of a shame that Tino's not racing. You know, that prestigious battle between himself and Crow gave us a show and a half on Thursday. But hopefully someone can replace him and be a worthy replacement to Crow's dominance at Spa.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, just waiting then for our drivers to make any setup adjustments they wish to make. At this point, as was already said, there's no qualifying, so it is straight down to the grid in reverse order. Now, I, as a commentator, absolutely love reverse grid races. It shuffles up the field. Of course, the slower drivers then at the front, so we see how well they can defend, and the faster guys at the back have got a lot of attacking to do. It does really shuffle up, shuffle up the order somewhat, but yeah, there's a lot of thrills thrills and spills to be had. So, again, apologies for the coughing. Catches me a bit by surprise.
Uh-huh.
Here we go then. They do get to do a parade lap. I did wonder whether they would actually go without a parade lap, but no, they are at least getting that particular bit done. Now, as Austin and Cozzy kind of experienced on Thursday, one of the things that makes commentating on these single make series more difficult is the fact that everybody looks exactly the same. Yes, they do. But, listen to let's just go on board with VSR THM, who's going to be our palmer. Just listen to that. What a noise. And when that thing has got the taps opened, it is just, nerdgasm for me going on. I have no bones about admitting that at all.
Yeah, absolutely ferocious engines in the back of these 1992 Williams cars. And exactly at the very start, it's literally, I kind of want to like sit down and just like behold, like take in great engine noises, but of course we can't because there's going to be action all over the place. And yeah, THM will lead the field away alongside Skatey. Both did not make the Belgian race, so they're going to have to start this. This is where they start this season, and it's probably the best way to do it on the front row.
Oh dear, there's a few people that have struggled in the this return, and Michael X99 have had a bit of a problem in the excuse me, in the parade lap. No, they're not disqualified from the race, they're only disqualified from the parade lap itself. But that actually goes to show what these things are like. It's rather rudimentary traction control in these things, if at all. Some drivers choose not to use it, but the power is brutal. It is absolute. I mean, yes, you can see as we're looking at Preschneider, or VP Smash as he otherwise now, you can see the fact that the rear tyres are bigger than the front ones. As Wessel and Race Monster have had a bit of a tap, so they've also removed from. Oh dear, that's someone going off. That I think is. Oh dear, Smeege won't be happy about that. Smeege, our previous Christmas Cup champion from last year, he won't be happy about that. But, there he goes. He gets disqualified again from the parade lap. He just dumps them straight back onto the grid in their expected position. But yeah, the power delivery on these things is absolutely insane. So it's nothing like anything that they have driven in the regular series. Sounds a bit obvious, of course, very different generations of car, but it's just something that these guys have got to bear in mind as we now head down to the grid. Here we go. The 5 lights to get this race underway. It is 5. It is time to wind them up and to let them at a very long hold, and away we go. Who's going to get a great delivery? Who's going to be able to get all those horses down to the tarmac? Looks like everybody's made it through. THM and Skatey are still in the top 2. Whoa, there's people running a bit wide. Let's see if anybody is going to fall victim. Looks like everybody is jostling for position, but no one's flown off the road just yet. All the bits of carbon fibre still on their respective cars. Looks like so far so good, but whoops, a little bit wide coming through Aintree. Oh, yep, Michael X99, yep, he's fallen down, but he's having a... Oh!
There's a massive tangle at the back rear. That's Smeege, Michael, and Smash all involved in contact at the rear. They are right behind the pecking order.
And that's disastrous on a 25% race. There's only 13 laps, so they've got so much work to do, especially if they've now got damage on their cars. They haven't got the time to sort of make any pit stops or rely on strategy or anything like that. But here they come then. THM has already got himself 1.3 seconds up front. Then you got CS Dubac, who, like I say, is a name I'm not familiar with, so he's holding on to second ahead of Skatey. Demoted him and Big Boss down a position. Wesselt is up as well. He is there in 5th position with Julian Dorelli behind. Race Monster is hanging on to that 7th position. There is Extatus Martin G. Here he goes. He's had a good run on the exit of Chapel. Now down the hanger straight. He's going to get alongside Extatus Martin G and get that move done before he gets into Stowe. You can see, that was Wessel getting a little bit on the grass, following Big Boss through Stowe. Here they come then through the twisty section of Vale, heading towards... Oh, wow, that was Julian looking on the inside of Wessel. Wow, a lot of battling going on, but some thrills and spills exactly as mentioned already. And yeah, that 3-way pack at the back, Michael X99, Smeege and Preschneider are a long way down.
Yeah, just then Crow and managed to go round the outside of Club Corner on Race Monster for 8th place. So the winner of the Belgian Grand Prix already making his move up the field, already up into P8. So very good start for him, and he's already harassing Martin G and Julian in 6th and 7th respectively.
You can actually see we're on board with Chromatic, and he's turning right into a left-hander. And again, it's just the rear wheels just want to get away from the front. There's big tires on the back for a reason. It's how to deliver the monstrous power down to the tarmac. But even still, you've got to treat these cars with the respect they deserve, because they will bite you if they don't. Let's keep an eye on our top pack then. THM still holding on to their 1.3 second lead from CSD back. Skatey is a couple of tenths behind. CSD back, although that second place car ran a little bit.
I think Crow and Martin G are going side by side into Maggots. Crow actually manages to get ahead of Martin into Maggots. That's a super move from the race winner, and demoted Martin G down to 8th. Julian and Vessel's actually got out of shape on the exit of Chapel there, and Julian says, "Thank you very much. I'll be having that 5th place off your hands now." Can Chromatic get past into Stoke? He's gonna go for it, side by side between the two of them. And that is Chromatic up another place. He's up to 6th place on the end of lap 2.
That's 10 places gained in 2 laps. He's already... Oh, wow, nearly slammed into the back of Julian, who's a little bit slow coming through Vale. Here they come then, coming through Club. And all eyes on Chromatic at the moment. Julian goes to that defensive line, but Chromatic has such a great exit from Club. He just backs out of that one, doesn't fancy going side by side. Hayden now gets his name on the fastest lap board. Chromatic nearly running onto the grass as they come through Abbey and Farm. Now into Village, still side by side with Julian. Now into the loop. Who's going to win out into Aintree? And Julian just manages to fend off the race winner from Spa. Here comes Chromatic again. He's going to get the slipstream. And a decent drive from Aintree onto the Wellington Straight, now into Brooklands, and surely that is going to be moved down to 4 Chromatic. There he goes, and look at that's Extarters Max Martin. Let's look at a bit of move. Wessel on the inside of Luffield, very brave. Doesn't quite get alongside. Chromatic is indeed up to 5th position, and now chasing down Big Boss. He's got 1.3 to gain, but as exactly as we saw before, still all going on. That's Martin G again trying to do an outside move on Wesselt as they come through Woodcote, through Cops, now towards Maggers and Beckett's. He's going to try and repeat what Crow did. No, he couldn't get alongside before coming into Maggers and Beckett's. And you've got to do these moves. You've got to take the shot. Oh no! And no sooner do I say that, he spins coming through Beckett. He's got to be very careful how he rejoins. He's turned away, and now that's going to put him right the way down to 14th. What a great shame. He was having such a good run.
Exactly. That's put him way down the pecking order, as that's Eli and Flash coming into battle. Eli around the outside of Stoke Corner. He's actually I don't know if he's made the move stick or he's successfully defended there, but he's hanging on to 10th place as Big Boss and Skatey having a scrap for 3rd place. Big Boss only 2 tenths behind us. THM, look at the lead he's got already, 2.6 seconds ahead of Cizo back, which I'm quite unfamiliar with that name, but THM stretching his legs out up front, and where everyone else is battling, he could be set for a race win if things continue.
Absolutely, it's a stunning pace then from THM. And it's still battling going on. As you can see, it's Eli and Flash that are swapping position. That's happened down at the loop. Who's going to come out on top? Flash had a very tight line coming through Aintree, but didn't look like Eli was able to get the power down. Hayden in return having a battle as well for 12th position just behind them. Also keeping an eye on Chromatic. It's already caught the back of Big Boss and Skatey. So Chromatic's on an absolute charge as well, as you would imagine from certainly the performance he put in Belgium in the Lotus 79, Mario Andretti's 1978 Chariot. Oh, Skatey's gone very deep. Big Boss has gone exceedingly deep. coming through Woodcote, coming through Cops rather. Side by side, here we go again through Maggots. Big Boss backs out of that one. Chromatic had no choice. He had to back out of it as well, otherwise he slammed into the back of the diffuser. Julian is catching to the back of that particular pack of 3.
Oh, Big Boss.
Yeah, he's gone wide. It's slowed him down. Chromatic's 3rd. Thank you. I'll have that. Easy 4th. Is he going to throw on the inside of Stone? No, he opts to just bide his time and remain in that position, but he's still good 6 seconds behind the leader and 10 laps to do it. I mean, he certainly can. He's a F1 split driver for a reason. Here he is again. That's on board with Chromatic. He's got to bide his time. Can he force Skatey into a mistake? He's just got to wait really for the next break, and so which is going to be Village. Oh, but Chromatic didn't have a good line through Abbey there. That's going to put him. That's going to be too far back. Oh, and even the greats make mistakes. And oh, we've lost Priestnader. Oh no, we've lost the challenge of Another one of our F1 drivers. He is gone from last. Of course, he was involved in that big tangle right at the beginning. There goes Chromatic on skate. He's going to the inside for Brooklands. He's surely again going to have that one done long before he gets to Luffield. There he is, it now up into third. He's got 2.3 to close down to CS to back. But he's got quite a few cars in hot pursuit. Skating Big Boss right there. Julian is not far behind. Eli right down there with Extartus Martin G now. So Eli's had a problem with his own. Remember we saw that big spin. Oh, was Wessels in trouble? No, he's just lost a couple of positions. So, oh no, he's in trouble.
No, he is.
What has happened to Wessel? He's slow. Exceedingly slow. Something major problems happened to him. He's pulling off. That's the end of his race. What a shame for him.
Yep, that's the end of his race. Back to Crow. He's not defending. Oh, sorry, what's going to happen?
Wessel suddenly skewed across the track. I'm not sure whether he had a puncture or what was going on with him, but that's pretty much his race done. Sorry, what were you saying there?
How Crow was like the man defending for all his life, like depending on it in Belgium. Now he's the man attacking, and he's done it absolutely insane. First 6 laps of this race, already up into 3rd position, and now he's going to chase that 2nd place. Like his life depended on it once again. 1.9 the gap between 2nd and 3rd at the start of lap 6.
Yeah, he is charging like a man possessed. So Flash is keeping the pressure on Hayden as well. That's a battle for 9th position, but let's not forget the battle that Chromatic was part of. We're on board with Julian. You can see 3, you actually see 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and of course 6th where Julian is. Big Boss has flown off the road at Aintree. Julian was a little bit slow, so sadly he couldn't capitalise on that, but that's going to help him catch right back up before they get to Brooklands. But you can just see further up, Chromatic is reeling in CS to back, but it's now nearly 5 seconds and THM's got a lead. What a stunning effort for him.
You know, I don't think THM can think too confidently here. He is got to be wary of that 3rd place Chromatic. If he can get past the man in 2nd, don't discount him out for an absolutely sensational win from right at the back of the grid. He's already harassing, he's already down to a 2nd. No DRS on these cars, obviously, but he will have the slipstream down the hanger straight. He's too far back on this occasion, but maybe towards lap 7 or lap 8, he could get past that 2nd place man. As there's yellow flag somewhere in sector 2. Oh, Apex has come a cropper. He's lost position to Hayden, and now Flash is side by side now ahead of him into Stowe corner. Apex has unfortunately had a few problems, and he's now paid the price.
Yeah, he's had a problem somewhere around Beckett's and Chapel, so that's put him down to 10th position now, but still plenty of cars around him. Crow finally getting his name on the fastest lap board. That's actually been pretty much dominated by THM up front. Here is Chromatic then catching up with Sears to back. Battle for 2nd is exactly on as Kazi explained. Now coming into the loop, heading towards Aintree. Just get the power delivered as smoothly as you can. Again, you can just see he's having to counter steer. Aintree is not exactly a tight corner, and it is flat in pretty much anything you throw at it, and still you can just see the movements from Crow's wheel as Sears to back is slow through Brooklands. It's almost like Chromatic's having to fight the tail on every single corner. I mean, it's certainly proving to be quick. Is he going to have a look on the inside of Woodcut? No, Sears to back closes that one off. And he's now in the slipstream. He's now going to jump on the inside of Cops. We saw Fernando Alonso do this a few years ago, but no, he couldn't quite get alongside. But that's forced Sears to back very wide. Big twitch of the tail from Sears to back, but he doesn't back out of that. Into Maggers and Beckett's once again. Chromatic all over the back of the fellow Williams driver. Of course, sounds obvious. They're all in the Williams, I grant you. But here they come then. And just behind them, Skating and Big Boss involved in their battle. Here comes Chromatic then. And Sears to back covers the inside, heading towards Stowe. Is Chromatic going to throw that on the outside? Still there. Oh, big bang of the wheels between the pair of them. And still side by side as they come into Vale. And is Chromatic just about going to get the job done? He does. Does Sears to back have an answer? No, not yet. That is 2nd now for Chromatic. Ooh, bit wide on the exit. So he's got 6 laps and 6 seconds to gain. I mean, if anybody can, he certainly can. But that is a very tall ask.
Yeah, unfortunately, Smeej was involved in an incident whilst we were looking at Chromatic perform that sensational move. Once they get up in 2nd place, Vesal is now all over his tail, 15th place. He also picked up a penalty to add to his woes, but Smeej, as defending champion, really not having a good race here at Silverstone.
Indeed, 17 seconds behind Michael X, so that is a long day in the making. Battle for fourth continues. Skatey and Big Boss. You just saw Julian in the background. He's 1.7 behind this particular battle. Flash and Hayden battle for eighth. They continue to fight, and just in the shot there was Apex, not too far behind. Return and X-Starters Martin G. Battle for 11th. Michael X and Eli battle for 13th, and as previously mentioned, Smeej and Wessel for the tail end. But let's not take our eye too much off of Chromatic. Let's see if he's able to reel in. It would be a hell of a tour. Let's just see what the best lap difference is. Only 2/10. So it's not like VSR THM is that much slower than Chromatic. No. It's going to take a mistake or a penalty or something like that to overhaul that lead. Big Boss was very close, within a couple of tenths to Skatey then before they got to Stowe. So that battle rages on, and they may well actually close in on CS DeBack as THM once again gets the fastest lap of the race. Does Chromatic answer that one? He does, but only just within the same tenth of a second. So unless THM throws it off the road, this could well be a victory for him.
Yeah, when you're mentioning penalties, both have one warning apiece, so it's pretty much level playing field. It's all about if Chromatic can gain that 6 seconds, which will be a tough ask for even Chromatic, the man himself, the PC Split 1 driver against the PC Split 2 driver. Yeah, I think it'll be a tough ask for Crow. I think THM, if he can keep it on the island for the final 5.5 laps, I think he could be seeing the checkered flag before anyone else.
Request to have your mic turned up a bit, James. That's on me more than it is on yours. See what I can do about that. Don't want to lose too much of the action going on, so...
If anything happens, Return is just about ahead of Martin G. The battle for 10th place. Return ahead of Martin. Eli too far back on that. But yeah, the battle for 3rd place is really heating up now. Skatey within 7 tenths of CS DeBack for 3rd place, and Big Boss is only a 3 tenths behind that. So the top 3rd, 4th and 5th separated by just over a second, as Big Boss actually gets a massive tank saver in the exit of Chapel. It's not the first time we've seen Big Boss have a problem on the exit of a high-speed corner, and he's lost momentum to battle for 3rd. 8 tenths difference between Skatey and Big Boss. Now Julian has unfortunately lost ground between this battle, and he's in 6th place.
Indeed, all X-Starters and Return side by side as they come through Stowe, and that is the 11th position for X-Starters, and Chromatic gets another fastest lap, but it's only gained him a couple of tenths on the lead to THM. 4 laps to go in this 25% Christmas Classic race. But as Apex gets himself a penalty, is a bit of a shame. That's really what that's what Chromatic is really hoping for. But even with a 3-second penalty, it would not be enough to overhaul that lead. He's hoping that THM has a problem and throws it into the wall. But at the moment, looking at Skatey on the back of a CSD back battle for 3rd position on the way down there, Wellington Straight into Brooklands once again. CSD back, of course, holding the podium positions at most of the race. And Wessel now gets himself a penalty as he's already at the back, so his race can't get much worse than it already is going. Here we go. Skatey on the back of CSD back. They've come through Woodcut. He's having a look on the inside of Cops. He's making himself known. Comes down a gear. And again, CSD back very, very, very wide. He's really struggling with that corner a few times under pressure. Into Maggots and Beckett. Is it going to be a move into Stowe for Skatey to try and get that next podium position? Big Boss is reeling back in as well, but Skatey's had a very bad run through Beckett's and through Chapel. Skatey going defensive, coming towards Stowe. Big Boss having to go to the outside. They are side by side, but Big Boss backs on the line, tries to switch underneath him, but it's a little bit late on that maneuver. Skatey has defended it, but that's cost them time on CSD back, and the battle for 3rd continues.
Well, so we're looking at that, Vessel and Smeej having a right old scrap. It's for the last position, so it's mainly for prize. But they've been going side by side for a few corners now, into Brooklands, Lovefield. Woodcote and Cops. Now they're making their way onto the hangers straight, and Smeege only a little bit of a gap to Vessel, and Vessel with the slipstream might have a chance to get ahead of Smeege into Stowe Corner. No, Smeege manages to hang on for the time being, but they're having a great old scrap, even though it means practically nothing. I mean, there are points awarded for every single position, so maybe the minor scrappings might be worth it come the end of the season at the end of the 5 races, but Vessel actually manages to get ahead of Smeege once again. So these two are having a ferocious battle, even if it means pretty much nothing in terms of positions. Still really great to see these two going wheel to wheel.
3 laps to go, and it's 3.5 up front. Return, X, Martin G and Apex are in a battle as well. We saw Martin get a penalty not too long ago, but he is on the back of Apex for that 10th position. So he could well make a challenge. Is he going to make a challenge into Cops before Magnus Beckett? It's a brave man to do it. He's gaining, but no, has to back out of that. As Flash now adds a penalty to the board. It's just yellow flags out there for a reason we don't know.
Oh, it's Smeege.
Oh, not again, Smeege. Oh, he's recovering. He's had an issue down there. Skatey, Big Boss again. Battle for 4th. Skatey's only half a second behind as Apex has lost the position to Martin G. It looks like Big Boss. Is he going to make a move? Skatey goes defensive, coming into Vale. Forces Big Boss onto the outside. Doesn't fancy that particular maneuver. Now into Club. Onto the start finish straight. Sears back had a pretty bad run through that section of the corners. It is only 2 laps remaining of this race, and still the battling is ferocious as ever.
Yep, this is going to go right to the checkered flag. Battle for 3rd is definitely something to keep your eye on, everyone watching the stream. Sears back just ahead of Skate, just ahead of Big Boss. All 3 separated by just under a second now. As onto the Wellington Straight we go for the 12th of 13 times. Both Skatey and Big Boss too far back on their challenges. 3rd and 4th place. Whilst looking at Race Monster is also having to fend off Hayden and Flash for 7th place. There's still battles going on, but no moves are happening just yet. And the battle for the lead not really developing that hard. Chromatic 3.3 seconds. It's gonna take a huge mistake on THM's part.
Here comes Big Boss on Skatey, and Skatey nearly takes the nose off of Big Boss, just managing to fend off, but only just. Big Boss had a much better run out of Cops than Skatey did, but now Big Boss has had a few incidents coming out of Chapel. Here he comes, and in the slipstream, Skatey staying nailed to the inside, but Big Boss trying to force his way on the inside of the inside. He's now finally managed to get the inside open for Stowe, and a little bit of wheel banging, and Skatey spun it. A bit of impact between the two. Skatey won't be happy about that. Julian up to 5th, and here comes the next pack of 3. It's Race Monster. Is he going to be able to get Skatey before they get to Vale? No, not quite. Skatey just manages to recover and get back going again, but Skatey will be furious about that.
Yep, down into 6th place. Big Boss, I wonder how he'll be feeling. He has lost ground to CS back. CS back 1.5 second buffer for that 3rd place. He'll be breathing a bit better right now, but Skatey definitely won't. He's got Race Monster and Hayden. They're going wheel to wheel. Hayden sends it up the inside of Village there. That's a great maneuver there from Hayden. He makes his move up into 7th place, and can he cement battle with Skatey? 5 tenths distance between 6th and 7th, so maybe Skatey might be losing his momentum, might be losing some grip on those tyres after that spin at Stowe Corner. So Hayden, never say never on the last lap. We could see a move for 6th place, but I doubt we're going to see him a move for at the top 4 at least.
I would imagine so, unless one of them makes a very serious mistake. But this pack is going to be... look at that, actually not too far behind is Martin G and Apex. Whoa, that's very wide there for Hayden. Skatey keeping it on the road, only just. Wow, Hayden nearly slamming into the back of Skatey, pushing him through Magnus and Beckett's. Just keeping it on where THM is. He's not got over the line yet, but... and the Race Monster has wandered off the road, so he's lost that position. He looks like he's going to lose that position to Martin G as well. But your race winner, by pretty unchallenged, was THM. Chromatic gets the fastest lap at the end, and Sears to back was actually under pressure coming over the line as well. Less than half a second between himself and Boss, Big Boss, and Julian In 5th position, Skatey and Hayden. Here comes here comes the Skatey train. Skatey just managing to fend off Hayden. Hayden falling down to 9th, 10th, and even further. So Race Monster 7, Flash 8, Return 9, and Martin G 10. Hayden 11th finally. Then it's Michael X 99. Eli 13, Apex 14, Smeege and Wessel still having their fight. Here comes Wessel coming up to Stowe. And Smeege holding the apex as well as he might. But whoa! What a drive for Wessel! Flew around the outside of Smeege. And Smeege has run out of fuel.
Has he? Or has he got a puncture? No, I think he's just... I think he's just run out of fuel.
He's run out of fuel. Right at the end.
This race couldn't get much worse. I don't know how.
And, he just threw it in the wall. Well, it was the last car on track. They're vintage cars. Have some respect, will you, man? But wow. And there it is. So the top 3, of course, in the same overalls.
I think if we give Driver of the Day awards, I think Chromatic is fully deserving of that. You know, he produced a sensational resilience against like the likes of Tino and Smash here at Spa on Thursday. And his role reversal here was he was the man on a charge today, and he came home 2nd place and extends his championship lead over the rest, especially with Smash DNFing and Tino not able to attend. This is definitely a confidence boost into the next race next Thursday.
It's going to make the championship positions very, very interesting. But there is your confirmed finishing positions. And THA 1, Crow 2, Sears to back 3, Big Boss 4, Junior 5, Skatey 6, Race Monster 7, Flash 8, Return 9, Martin G rounds out the top 10, Hayden 11, Michael 12, Eli 13, Apex 14, and Smeege and Wessel towards the bottom of the field. No one's making themselves available for interview at the moment. And that's fine. I'm certainly not going to force it. I would imagine some people might want to have a chat with us, but it's one of these things. I tend not to force it on the drivers. It's not mandatory, and some people aren't particularly confident speaking in these type of scenarios. But wow, what a great effort! It may have only been a short race, but what a race once again that they gave us.
Yeah, this classic Christmas Cup is turning into a rather great championship battles wherever you look, just like at Spa. And it was a different circumstance, you know, it wasn't a mad battle for the lead, it was a man on a charge in Chromatic, slicing his way through the field like a hot knife through butter, quite frankly, and he takes a 2nd place, and, you know, would have been great to see him in the interview box, but, you know, can't get everything we want, but, you know, I think we can tell how he's feeling right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We will leave our drivers to it, I think. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to have you with us. Thank you, Cozzy, for being in the commentary box with me. A great pleasure, sir.
No problem. It was much as pleasure as it was for me as well.
And thank you very much to our sponsors, of course. Without you guys, Apex would not continue to grow. And we will be back post-Christmas for the next in the amazing Christmas, classic Christmas Cup. Thank you very much, and good night.